Hey everyone! Welcome back to Behind Basics. Today we're rolling through the history of something that's not just a sport, but a way of life, skateboarding. From its humble beginnings on the streets of California to becoming a global phenomenon, skateboarding has a wild history full of innovation, rebellion, and culture. Let's get into it. Skateboarding's roots go all the way back to the 1940s and 50s. Believe it or not, it all started with surfing. Yup, skateboarding was originally called sidewalk surfing because surfers in California were looking for something to do when the waves were flat. They wanted to bring the feeling of surfing to the streets, so they started attaching roller skate wheels to wooden planks. These makeshift boards were pretty basic, but they were the birth of skateboarding as we know it. These early boards weren't exactly designed for tricks. They were used mostly for cruising around, and the wheels were made of metal or clay, which didn't offer much grip or control. But for the surfers, it was a way to keep the stoke alive even when the ocean was calm. In the early 1960s, skateboarding started to gain popularity, and companies began to catch on. The first commercial skateboards hit the market, basically just surfboards with wheels. Makaha and Hobie were some of the first brands to produce skateboards, and they helped bring skateboarding to a wider audience. Around this time, skateboarding started to evolve from a fun pastime into a full-fledged sport. The first skateboarding competitions were held in the mid-60s, and they focused mostly on freestyle tricks, which were heavily influenced by surfing. But as with many trends, skateboarding's first boom didn't last long. By the late 60s, interest had waned, and the skateboarding scene went underground. The 1970s were a game changer for skateboarding. This is when modern skateboarding was truly born. The big breakthrough? Urethane wheels. These new wheels offered better grip, control, and speed, allowing skaters to push the boundaries of what was possible. Suddenly, skateboarding was back in a big way, and it was cooler than ever. Enter the Zephyr team, also known as the Z-Boys from Dogtown, a gritty coastal area in Los Angeles. These guys took skateboarding to a whole new level by bringing a more aggressive, surf-inspired style to the sport. They started skating in empty swimming pools, using the curved surfaces to perform radical new moves that had never been seen before. This style of skating laid the groundwork for what we now know as vert skating. Skaters like Tony Alva, Stacy Peralta, and Jay Adams became legends, and their influence is still felt in skateboarding today. The Z-Boys' innovative approach and rebellious attitude helped establish skateboarding as a legitimate sport and a cornerstone of youth culture. By the 1980s, skateboarding had cemented its place in mainstream culture. The sport was evolving rapidly with new tricks, new terrain, and new stars. Skate parks were popping up all over the country, and skateboarding had its own magazines like Thrasher and Transworld Skateboarding, which helped spread the culture even further. One of the most influential teams of this era was the Bones Brigade, led by skateboard legend Tony Hawk. They pushed the boundaries of what was possible in vert skating, and their videos, like The Search for Animal Chin, became cult classics, inspiring countless skaters around the world. But it wasn't all about vert. The 80s also saw the rise of street skating, where skaters took to the streets using stairs, handrails, and ledges as their playground. This was a more accessible form of skateboarding, and it resonated with a whole new generation of skaters who saw the world around them as their canvas. The 1990s were another pivotal decade for skateboarding. After a brief decline in the late 80s, skateboarding came back stronger than ever. The launch of the X Games in 1995 gave skateboarding a massive platform, showcasing it to millions of viewers worldwide. Skaters like Tony Hawk, who landed the first ever 900 at the X Games, became household names. Street skating also exploded in popularity, with skaters like Rodney Mullen inventing tricks that continue to influence the sport. Videos became a huge part of skateboarding culture, with classics like Video Days inspiring a new wave of skaters. Skateboarding also became big business in the 90s, with brands like Element, DC, and Girl shaping the culture and style of the sport. Skateboarding wasn't just a hobby anymore, it was a full-blown lifestyle. Fast forward to today, and skateboarding is bigger than ever. It's not just a sport, it's a global movement that influences fashion, music, art, and more. The rise of social media has given skaters a new platform to share their skills, and skateboarding's inclusion in the Olympics has brought it even more into the mainstream. Skateboarding has also become a global phenomenon, with thriving skate scenes in countries all over the world. From the streets of Tokyo to the favelas of Brazil, skateboarding is a universal language that transcends borders. And the best part? Skateboarding is for everyone. Whether you're a kid just starting out or a seasoned pro, there's a place for you in the skateboarding community. The spirit of innovation, creativity, and freedom that started with those early sidewalk surfers is still alive and well today. So there you have it, the history of skateboarding from its DIY beginnings to its place as a global cultural powerhouse. Skateboarding has come a long way, and it's still evolving every day. Whether you're a skater or just a fan of the culture, I hope this video gave you a deeper appreciation for the story behind the board. Thanks for rolling with me through this journey. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, drop a comment below with your favorite skateboarding memory, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content on Behind Basics. Until next time, keep shredding. Catch you on the flip side.